What's up guys, it's Joseph and this is my Glock 17 Gen 5 with the Wasatch Arms Compensator that I just got today. Sportsman's Warehouse has these 35% off right now, so I figured I would give them a shot. This is going to be an unboxing review and installation tips video, but I figured I might as well show it to you on the pistol first, and I have my X300 on there so I can show you how that works with my modified Omnivore holster. So I essentially cut off the top. As far as I know, this is going to be the only way you're going to get a holster with a light, unless you get one custom made. The installation on these is basically as easy as it gets, but there are a couple things to consider. And what makes it so easy is the fact that it's frame mounted, so it's not attached to the barrel at all. This is just a stock slide, stock barrel. So as you can see, that now there's a little space there with the slide backward. And then with the slide forward, there's almost no space between the barrel and the comp. To give you an idea of how close the barrel and the comp are, this is a little post-it note folded in half. And as you can see, it's wedged in there. There's a little bit of drag, so pretty tight fit. This is how it comes in the box. All it is 4 screws that are gonna affect the installation. So there's these 2 screws that clamp it onto the frame, and then the bottom 2 screws that hold the pick rail. And the pick rail has this key that goes up into the slot that's on the rail on your Glock. For the bottom 2 screws, you'll need a 3/32 bit, and then you're gonna unscrew these all the way out. The first time you try to separate the rail from the rest of the comp, it's actually pretty tight, so you need to like really put some pressure. But now that I've done it a few times, it's very easy. And so as you can see, the rail has this key, and that's what goes through that slot, comes up through here, and then locks into your rail on the Glock. The other set of screws are 7/64, and these really just need to be loosened up for the installation, just so that there's no clamping pressure. On the inside of the comp, it says G17 Gen 5, but I did see one reviewer say that he's using it on his G47, and so it seems that the G47 has the Picatinny slot in the same exact spot to line up with that hole. At this point, you just slide it onto the frame until you get a hard stop, and that hard stop is going to be that tab that's at the very front is going to hit the front of your frame. So if you are using this on a G47, you're not going to hit that hard stop, so you would have to perfectly line up the slot with the rail. So the frame hits the bottom, and then you just slide it all the way back until it stops. When you push the comp all the way back, you can see it's perfectly flush right there, but I actually want it to be flush towards the front. So I'm gonna push the comp a tiny bit forward. The reason I install the comp as forward as possible is because under recoil, the frame wants to go backward. So I might as well install it in the most forward position, like the same thing you do when you install a red dot. You push the red dot forward before you tighten down the clamp or the screws. As you can see, the rail also says G17 Gen 5, and now that everything's lined up, I can seat this all the way in. Now before you tighten everything down, you want to make sure that there's complete clearance between your slide and the comp. So you're going to push your slide all the way to the right, and in this case, I can see no light, so actually there's not enough clearance on this side. And then if I push the slide, so for example, you can see there's light there. Now I'm going to push the slide all the way to the left, and you can see there is a hair of clearance on that side. So I'm actually going to sand the inside of the comp a little bit. Alright, so it did take about 20 minutes of sanding and checking with 180 grit and then 320 grit sandpaper. Now you can work on installing the bottom pick rail again. So again, the bottom screws don't go all the way to the frame. They stop right before the frame, so they're really just holding the pick rail. Obviously don't go too crazy tightening these because you don't want to bend your frame. Looking down the muzzle, you can see there is a good amount of clearance all around, so I think we're all set. I'm gonna take this to the range pretty soon, give you guys an update, and that's about it for this video. Any comments or questions, you can leave those down below. Like, sub, and share, and I'll talk to you guys next time.